Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I might go through my editing process. As I've been saying for a long time now, I'm going to do an updated one to my previous, which was done about a year or so ago, and my editing style has changed. So this will be how to edit my Instagram photos, the ones that you see I post on my Instagram, and also, you know, this is my full editing process that I'll use for other stuff as well. Yeah, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible and for you guys, so it's also easy to understand how I do it. So yeah, I'm going to run through a number of things. So firstly, I would edit on my laptop, and then I'll move on to my phone, my iPhone 6s that I use. I use Vosco and Snapseed on there. That's the only apps that I use on the phone, and on my laptop I use Lightroom. So let's get it started then. Right, I'm recording now. I hope you can see this okay. I'm recording the audio on my DSLR, so it's easier and clearer to hear, because this screen recorder thing, the audio is crap off in the Mac. So this is what I'm going to show you. This image right here, I'm going to show you how I got from this to this. So as you know, I've just been down to Dorset, took a load of photos and been posting on my Instagram and stuff, and just made a vlog there. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link down so you can go back and watch that. But yeah, so before, after. So I'm not going to go through the whole editing process. I'm just going to show you from my preset and then how I'll edit from my preset. Let's go back to the original image. I'll go down to history. So this is all the things I do down here. I'll go down to import. So this is the first image that came in unedited. So I'll go through and choose a preset which I like. These are all the presets I made for different situations, different lights and everything like that. But I'll select this one. It's called Jacob and Poe. That is my brother and a dog, my dog. I use this preset quite often now because I do like the style of it and the softness of the tones and stuff like that. So I use this on every photo now. So I'll choose that. It's still a bit washed out and stuff. So from here, you can see what I've done for the preset. So I've gone down in temperature, put up the tint, highlights is a little bit more, blacks is down, clarity and so on. So that's the preset as it stands now. Luminance is here, saturation. I always like to punch the orange and take down the yellow. Split toning is very important, I think, if you want to achieve a vintage or kind of poppy or whatever style you want. This helps you do that very well, because if I say the shadows are here right now, 39, you can see the number over here, that means they're quite orange. So if I boost that, it's going to make the photo in the shadows very orange. So I like to keep that around 15 to 20. Highlights is the same, only go 5. This is in the blue hue here. So if I go higher, it's always going to get more bluey. So I like to keep that low. This is just my style now, as I've changed into this. So orangey shadows and blue highlights. Right, so now what I'll do is go through and just tweak the image so it's not that straight. I'll straighten it a little bit, add more blacks into the image, shadows a bit down, whites, bring them up a little bit to get the beach and that so you can see it more clearly. Contrast is okay for the minute, clarity is okay, and this is also here, this is the tone curve, so you can boost your highlights more in this area. Go down on the darks a bit so you can get it more punchy. Shadows okay. Saturation, if you want, I can tweak the oranges more to get my shoes a bit more saturated, but where I'm going at the moment with my edits, they're a bit more desaturated than I used to do. Come from all my California shots that I took. Yellows, they seem about right there. Luminance is a very good tool. So with the oranges, say if you have a very dark orange in the photo and you want to brighten it, you just pull up and down on this tag, it will brighten the orange, and just the orange. That's a very useful tool that's probably one of my favourites to use, this luminance thing. Yellow is the same, it will brighten only the yellow. Greens, same thing. I think they're right about there. Normally I'd take down the blues a little bit to give it more mood. Saturation You can get a different feel. If you want to go very vintage, you can go like that. Up makes it more kind of natural, kind of poppy, saturated. I'll keep it around the middle. Split toning is fine at the moment. Now I can go down to grain. I've been using a lot more grain in my photos lately, just because I want that kind of soft, kind of a little bit more vintagey than I used to be doing. So I like to add a little bit of grain there. Dehaze, I normally put this up, minus. I'm saying up because when you put it plus, it goes very dark like that. It gets very contrasty. And when you go the other way, it makes that kind of nice soft kind of look, which I like at the moment in my edits. So play around that. We'll bring in this soft kind of texture. And that's sort of the way my style is heading at the moment, kind of soft highlights through here, and dark blacks I like to experiment with. So I can go up, add even more blacks, so I can make the image pop more, but still maintaining the soft highlights. Not completely white, so they're washed out, but kind of the maximum you can go. I don't want to do that because that looks horrible. So kind of maximum I can go there with the whites and the highlights and stuff like that. And it's a good idea while you're taking photos is to put the exposure at the maximum you can go without losing the highlights, so you can come in post and still see I can grab some of the highlights back here up in the clouds if I want to bring the clouds back through. I kind of prefer it a bit more whiter up there and the light coming through. So that's pretty much it for that image. Saturation is fine. Then I'll export that and then airdrop it to my phone, which is easy. You just go here and then you airdrop to my phone and it comes through in seconds. Just make sure we're on the same Wi-Fi. And now I shall show you what I do on the phone. Okay, so here we go. This is the image I've just imported from my Mac. So now we will go over to VoscoCam. Is the first one I edit in when I get to the phone. So import that image. There it is. Right. Okay. So there's loads of filters. You probably already know if you know about VScoCam, VoscoCam. Yeah, there's so many variations of how you can call it. I just call it Vosco. That's how I've always called it. Yeah, so there's tons of filters that you can see down the bottom. I've been using VoscoCam for about 3-4 years now, and you can spend days on here. But the trick is just pick one set. So like the A's here, all of them. There's about 10 in there, and then you got the C's, another set, E's, another set. Generally stick to one set is important if you want to have a continuous theme throughout your photos, your Instagram, or whatever you're going to post your photos, or you're just going to edit photos for fun or whatever. And if you want your photos to match or be consistent throughout, pick one set if you're going to use Vosco. Otherwise it just gets very too complicated. If I throw a C1 on there and then I post another image with, say, a P5, they look completely different. They're not going to look the same edit-wise if they're next to each other in the feed. P4 looks very cool though. Yeah, so my go-to filters, my go-to set are the zeros here. 04, 05, 06. I tend to use 05. As you can see, a lot of pinks coming through there. I do like the tint. Even more so, the tint is showing on the camera on the DSLR here, not so much through the eye. So I'll go through there. I'll probably take it down a little bit. I normally work between 5 and 9. So I'll choose 8. Now I'll go to here. Just the exposure. I don't use too many tools in here. I just use the boost the clarity a little bit, go way over and choose the shadow option, and I would put more orange shadows in the image. Obviously not 12. I'll go to 1 or 2, maybe even 3 if if it's got too much blue in it, you know, the shadows. So that's fine. I don't touch the highlights because I don't want to make it too unnatural. Vignetting, I do like this. I'll boost that a little bit. Grain, I'll put it up even more. And fade, I'll give it 1 or 2 to maintain that soft look. And then if it needs contrast, I'll go into contrast, but I don't think it really, well, yeah, we can add 1 contrast. So that's about it for Vosco. The filter pretty much does all the work. I mean, don't think that a filter's gonna ruin your Lightroom edit, because it's quite hard to explain. Because if you're on Lightroom and you edit, and say you've done a specific edit and you don't want that to mess up through Vosco, it won't really do that. If you put over a filter in Vosco, it'll kind of maintain the same edit in Lightroom, so it's not just putting another filter on and wasting away what you've done in Lightroom. It just either enhances the color or desaturates it a little bit, or puts more contrast in, or makes it more faded, as Vosco tends to do. So yeah, now I will export that, save to camera, always actual size. Okay, so the next app we're going to is Snapseed. Open photo, there we go. So the purpose of just using these apps, just these two, is just to generally pump and push and pop the image just so slightly more. The majority of the work goes into the images through Lightroom. These are just to add that Instagram vibe. So this is a very good app. Most of you probably know about it already. Everyone uses this app. I don't know someone who doesn't. So brightness, just tweak it a little bit. I'll skip contrast for a minute, saturation, tiny bit, ambience. If you take this down, it will push the blacks more and still maintain the highlights, the nice soft highlights. Highlights more. Get those blacks in, warmth up a tad. Back up to contrast. I don't know why, it's just a habit, I always do contrast last. So that's that, and save. So that saves. If I do want to change anything else, I crop the image within Snapseed. I don't crop it in Vosco. I can even do this, or whatever I want to do with the image. Healing and stuff, and the brush tools are very good. I'll show you now. Say if I want to get rid of this rock over here, I'll just mask over that, and it's gone. But that was a very rough mask. If I want to do it properly, I would have to spend about 5 minutes on it, make sure it's all clean around the edge and stuff. But yeah, so that's that. Then I'll go to Instagram and do the normal thing. Crop it how I want. Next. Editing here. I don't tend to do that much. If it needs to be, I'll edit it a little bit more. You've got all of them here, like your brightness and contrast. And I like it now because they've added the vignette and they've added fade and stuff. So it's quite cool that they're getting there with their editing tools. But I'll go next, and your normal stuff, putting in your caption, your tag, and whatever location. So that's that. Boom. Right, okay guys, so hope you enjoyed that. My Instagram edit from start to finish. So laptop to iPhone, I use an iPhone 6s Plus. Sometimes I do take photos on this, but at the meantime I'm taking all my stuff on my Canon 7D Mark II, which most of you probably know I have. And if you're new to this channel, hello. Hope you subscribe and hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, that's how I edit my photos. I've been trying to film some more visuals, but in the UK at the moment, the weather has been so bad. For about 2 weeks now, it's been raining and cloudy, and I've made one too many rain videos, so I'm not going to make another one of those. But yeah, I've been trying to make a summer nights video, you know, sunsets gathered over the course of summer, but that's not looking too good at the moment. Hopefully the weather gets better. But yes, going into July now, end of June. So yes, a couple of things I forgot to mention when I was in Lightroom. Within my preset, I always add +3 fade. and always shooting raw. So that means you've got more dynamic range in the image through the shadows up to the highlights, and definitely in colours as well when you're shooting raw. So yes guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you did learn a couple of things if you're starting out editing and stuff. Lightroom is very easy to use once you get the knack of all the tags and the bars and of what they do and stuff. Yes guys, I'll catch you in another video. Hopefully I'll be making more vlogs and stuff soon and getting those visuals out. Yes guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.